Hey everyone, this is Akhil from Installer and today we have the Oppo F11 Pro with us. The device incorporates a lot of modern day essential features such as an in-screen fingerprint sensor, a pop-up mechanical selfie camera, and a 48 megapixel rear camera. So are all these features a gimmick or maybe not? So without any further ado, let's quickly have a look at it. So this is the Indian retail unit of the Oppo F11 Pro smartphone, and this one particularly is the Thunder Black color variant. So let's quickly unbox the device and see what all does it have to offer. At the top we have some documentations and a quick start guide. Next we have a transparent hardback case included inside the box. It's a sturdy case with an opening on the top to allow pop-up selfie camera movement, and it's always good to have a case included inside the box. Next we have a Oppo F11 Pro smartphone itself in the box. This is a Thunder Black color variant and it feels like a mixed match of purple and black color gradient shading from left to right. The phone feels expensive, solid, and surprisingly heavy. It weighs around 190 grams, but that's acceptable as the device houses a 4000 mAh battery. At the bottom, we see a micro USB port to charge the device, a microphone, and the speaker grills. On the left hand side, we have the volume rocker buttons to control the volume. On the top, there is an opening for the top-up selfie camera movement, and on the right there's a power button and the same tray. Next we have a USB cable to charge the device, and unfortunately it's a micro USB cable, but this is the VIew certified cable and is compatible with the provided VIew charger that can pump a full days of charge in just half an hour. Next we have the VIew fast charger included inside the box, and that can charge the device at a pretty high speed. And at the end we have a pair of earphones included inside the box. So that's all we have inside the box. So let's have a look at the Oppo F11 Pro smartphone and see what all does it have to offer. First thing that we observe of the device is its display. The display is a full view display and looks like a full bezel-less notch-free display similar to the one we have seen on the Oppo Find X. This is a 6.5-inch IPS LCD display. It's a 1080p Full HD display with an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. And this is achieved by implementing a 16 megapixel pop-up selfie camera mechanism to house the front-facing camera. We'll talk more about the camera later in the video. The Oppo F11 Pro is powered by a MediaTek Helio P70 chipset. It's a 12nm build processor, which is an octa-core chipset with 4 cores are clocked at 2.1 GHz and another 4 are clocked at 2 GHz. This variant that we have right here is a 6 GB of RAM and 64 GB of internal storage, but there's also a 120 GB of internal storage variant that will also be available. Talking about the software of the device, the Oppo F11 Pro runs on the new ColorOS 6.0, which is based on Android 9.0 Pie. And as we can see, the ColorOS has gone through a lot of phases of refinements, and now finally we have slightly better OS that's usable and less bloated. The ColorOS 6.0 features an all-new user interface where all the notifications panels, quick settings have been changed, and now there's also a dedicated app drawer which can be accessed by just swiping up on the home screen. Apart from the visual changes to the ColorOS 6.0, there have been a lot of new features that have been implemented, like there's a dedicated gaming mode which gets enabled on launching specific graphic intensive games like PUBG and Asphalt 9, and it improves the overall gaming performance of the device. And apart from all this, there's an app clone which can enable 2 instances of the same app, and there's also gesture controlled app split. There is also gesture navigation and more shortcuts that can be controlled by gestures. We ran a few benchmark tests on the Oppo F11 Pro smartphone, and here are the results of the ANTU2 and the Geekbench. Unlike the competition, the Oppo F11 Pro does not feature any in-display fingerprint sensor, but instead houses a traditional rear-mounted fingerprint sensor. The fingerprint sensor is very easy to set up and just takes a few minutes to complete the whole step. Apart from fingerprint sensor, there's another form of biometric authentication available in the device. It's a face unlock. The pop-up selfie camera can be used to unlock the device by authenticating the user's face. The setup of the face unlock is pretty simple and easy and takes less than 30 seconds to complete. And let's test out the face unlock of the F11 Pro smartphone. As you can see, it's pretty fast and just needs to fire the power button, and the pop-up selfie camera rises and unlocks the phone at blazing fast speed. Another much talked about feature of the Oppo F11 Pro is its array of cameras at the back and a pop-up selfie camera in the front. There's a dual camera setup at the rear where one of them is a 48 megapixel f1.8 aperture camera and there's a secondary 5 megapixel f2.4 aperture depth sensor. The camera app is fairly simple to use and it is equipped with a lot of features such as portrait mode, HDR, AI mode and a lot more. At the front there's a motorized pop-up 16 megapixel camera with f2 macro aperture with 1 micron pixel size. The front facing camera has a lot of features such as beauty mode and lot many filters to enhance your selfie experience. The pricing and availability of the Oppo F11 Pro smartphone is not yet known at the time of making of this video. But the F11 Pro will be available in two color variants, that's Thunder Black and Aura Green, and will be priced somewhere around 30,000 Indian rupees. So how do you like the latest offering from Oppo? Do you like the Oppo F11 Pro smartphone? Do let us know in the comment section below. And thank you for watching, and please like the video if you like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This was Akhil from Installer Not. Stay tuned for more coverage on the Oppo F11 Pro smartphone.